And we go now to our first session of the day, led by Dana Hochstein-Mann, Head of Innovation at the Fox Group, Israel's leading fashion brand. Dana?
So it's great to be here at the RIC annual event. I know that we have some new participants this year, so welcome to the new participants. And as such, I will take a few minutes just to walk through who Fox Group is and what Fox Labs is. First and foremost, I'm Dana. I'm the head of Fox Labs, which is the innovation arm of Fox Group. Fox Group is Israel's leading retailer. We have 24 brands in our portfolio, about half of which are either fully or partially owned by us, and the other half is comprised of global brands that we are franchise partners of. We have more than 1,000 stores in 20 countries. We have over 12,000 employees. We have Israel's largest loyalty program. We have about 2 million members, which is either a lot or a little depending on what you're comparing us to, but it is about 70% of households in Israel, so our reach is quite deep and broad here in the country. We're publicly traded on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, as are two of our daughter companies, one of which is Terminal X, which is our fashion e-commerce brand platform, which carries about 200 brands, some of which can only be found in Israel on Terminal X. Terminal X recently launched also its first international presence in Athens, Greece. And the other daughter company that's also traded publicly on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange is Retailers, which groups together all of our sports-related brands, Nike, Foot Locker, Converse, and Dream Sport. Fox Labs was established about a year and a half ago in the end of 2021 with two main goals. The first is to identify and implement innovative technologies and concepts across the group. We work with a very broad mandate. Bringing innovation into stores online and offline across the supply chain and the warehouses and deliveries across the group with enterprise software and things like that. We employ a pilot program at the end of which, if a company is successful in its pilot, we are happy to scale it up and introduce it to the rest of our brands and also our global brand partners. And the second goal is to make investments in the best early stage startups that we find in the areas that are relevant for our activity. On the team with me are Tali Atziv and Einav Margalit. Einav Margalit joined us after 5 years in the marketing department at Fox Group, where she led marketing for many different brands. And Tali Atziv joined us after being project manager at a fintech startup and a healthcare-related startup. My personal background is that I joined Fox after more than 15 years in the venture capital industry, entrepreneurship, startups, and I drill down into these details because our complementary backgrounds, I think, bring a lot of value to the companies that we work with here at Fox. But of course, it's not just us here, and there is the entire Fox Group team that is at the fingertips of companies that work with us. So I like to divide Fox Labs' value proposition to the startups and also more established companies that work with us into 4 areas. The first is the human resources, the access to the top leadership of top executive leadership of the group and the top executive leadership of each and every brand, who are closely involved with the pilots that we operate and are happy to help and give feedback and advice and connections and help out in many different ways to the companies that we work with. The second is the fact that we are active across the entire supply chain. Various brands of Fox are designing products, manufacturing, shipping, importing, exporting, transporting in many different ways. So companies that work with us not only meet the supply chain where they address it, but also the stages before and after. And then, of course, we have the broad and diverse portfolio of brands, different brand categories, different territories, different types of brands. And that coupled with the fact that we're active across the entire supply chain sort of makes us the ultimate playground for startups and companies that work with us. Lastly, and fourth in the value proposition is the broad network that Fox Group has. So it's not just the brands that we work with, but Fox has relationships globally with other brands as well, and also with the mall owners and real estate developers and shipping companies and manufacturing plants. And like I said before, once we're satisfied with the company and we can really get behind them, we're happy to endorse them and make connections to whatever is relevant in our network. To date, in the past year and a half, we've had about 450 companies come across our desks. About 75% are Israeli, 73% is a more accurate number right now, but for the most part, it's at around 75% from Israel, 12 to 15% from Europe, and the rest from North America. And that is a ratio that I work very hard and invest a lot of time and energy in maintaining. And this is part of the reason that I also like to participate in events like these, because while it's easiest for us to work with companies that are based here in Israel, and there's so much innovation here, I also want to make sure that we have our hand on the pulse on what's going on abroad. And there's so much great innovation going on really worldwide in retail tech these days. We have 11 active pilots currently. There are a few more that stay tuned that are going to go on air, go live in the next quarter. Scale Up are 5 companies that we have completed successful or mostly successful pilots, successful enough for us to want to deepen the relationship and expand the work with them to additional brands. And we've made 3 investments to date. I think I see some of our entrepreneurs in the audience. So the first is Beyond XR, a company that develops highly immersive 3D virtual environments for e-commerce websites that are no hardware needed and can be easily accessed at any platform, mobile or desktop, of course. Baby Arc takes military-grade technology and is designing the safest and smartest baby car seat. And for all you parents out there who have ever tried to strap in a car seat and sort of hope for the best once you're done, we all know the need for a smart car seat that will actually indicate when it's in properly. And the last and most recent investment is a company called Chainlane, formerly known as RF Keeper, which provides us with our hardware and software and the management platform for stores in which we are working with RFID technology. And that is a great segue into our core themes for 2023. At the end of 2022, we shifted from a strategy of being very open, sort of come one, come all attitude and approach, which we were working until then, in an attempt really to get to know the market and really get the lay of the land and see what's going on out there. And at the end of 2022, like I said, we decided to focus on 4 core themes based on what we saw in the market, but also what we see inside the group, where the main challenges lie, where our growth strategy is taking us, and where within the group really we're most ready for implementing the type of innovation that we can bring. And so the first theme, continuing the topic of RFID and Chainlane, formerly known as RF Keeper, is item level data. And as the industry shifts from analog to digital retailing, we are in the process of rolling out RFID technology in our stores, which empowers us to manage our inventory at the individual product level. We can achieve higher accuracy this way, lower stock taking costs, run our stores more efficiently in general. At the next step, we plan to build on the RFID infrastructure and expand it from the stockroom to the storefront. Item level ID enhances the level of customer service we can provide and upgrades the customer journey. So we are seeking technologies that can interface with RFID and further expand our capabilities in the space. If you're not working with RFID, but you still think that your technology can bring us value, don't hesitate to reach out. Leave it to us to do the screening. The next core theme is personalization, of course. Across all channels, we believe that our consumers deserve the smoothest journey to obtaining the best items for them. So virtual fitting rooms, size predictions, outfit recommendations, styling services at scale. These are technologies that we are exploring and testing daily as we seek to leverage Terminal X's cutting edge platform, along with the group's 1,000 physical stores, of course, to provide shoppers with the most advanced shopping experience at home and on the go. We're seeking any and all technologies that enable e-commerce sites to offer each visitor the most accurate product and enjoyable experience, our loyalty club members to benefit from having access to the best possible offers across the group at any time and any place, and our customers in store to receive assistance that's crafted uniquely for them. So fast checkout, and I specifically worded fast checkout, self-checkout, mobile checkout, frictionless checkout, kiosks, payment apps, scan as you go, autonomous stores, alternatives to the traditional checkout systems and the long lines that went along with it are being introduced around the world in all verticals. And at Fox Group, we began introducing our own systems in this quarter, Q1. Our pioneer brand in this area is Fox Home, so look for it at a Fox Home store near you. More brands are coming. And we're seeking any and all innovation that can further enhance these systems. Anti-theft, inventory synchronization, payment systems that can operate our broad range of promotions and gift cards and loyalty points and other forms of transactions. Those are some of the main challenges that we're seeking to address in better, more efficient ways. Fourth is sustainability. Fashion retail is not the most advanced in terms of its impact on the environment. But having said that, this challenge is already leading to exciting and promising innovation in business models and materials and manufacturing processes. And I do believe that change is coming. We're currently exploring the introduction of more environment-friendly materials, and we're actively seeking any and all efficient and effective solutions across the globe that are not only environmentally sustainable, though, they must be economically sustainable and scalable as well. Lastly, not quite a theme yet, but one cannot speak about innovation these days without mentioning the two magic letters AI. While not yet a clearly defined theme, like I said, it's definitely an area to watch for us. I have been closely following the recent developments in the field of generative AI. I'm intrigued and fascinated by it. I try out every platform and technology I can get my hands on. The icon on this slide, which doesn't really match completely the look and feel of the rest of the presentation, but I designed it myself on Midjourney. There's a lot more to come in this space, but my goal is for Fox to be ready to jump in as soon as the right opportunity and use case present themselves. I think the ease of use of the applications coming out present tremendous opportunity for the, let's face it, largely traditional retail space. And quite frankly, it's really exciting to be on the front lines when such a disruptive technology is introduced. So I'm exploring use cases in marketing and content creation, data analysis, human resources, training, professional development, security, planning, forecasting, you name it. I'm not concerned at all about it replacing employees or service providers. I view it as a force multiplier that will elevate and enhance our capabilities across the board and will introduce new and previously unattainable ways for us to do things. So if you or someone you know are innovating in an area that is relevant to one of our core themes, or you're working on a generative AI tool that you believe can provide game-changing value to Fox Group, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you are a retailer or investor in the space and want to join the network of retailers and investors with whom I have quarterly calls, please also don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to exchange ideas on a regular basis with you, exchange deal flow, due diligence, talk retail innovation in general. My email address is here. Our website has an application form. You can scan the QR code. I try to be as accessible and as reachable as possible for all entrepreneurs, investors, and retailers in this context. Thank you.